and I am live so we can talk about the new news concerning the current WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, and the chance or the challenge that he decided to take. And of course, we know who that is. Okay. You gotta love that glare. I hate that glare, dude. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Let's check it out. Tony Lyons, I hope people, including boxing channels, don't give Fury another pass for this fight. He had offers from better, younger people. Even JJ said he can be ready. Yet again, Fury goes the easy route. Well, Tony Lyons, we're going to talk about it. But to answer your question now, can we argue? Can I argue with you? And to answer your question, no. See, even if, here's the problem. It's not about what the next fighter does. It don't even matter what the next fighter does. Unless the next fighter is doing more than you. That's the only thing. See, in other words, if you have a guy, a champ, an elite fighter, and he picks a shit fight, okay, shame on you. That ain't cool. That's like the next fighter seeing what the other fighter doing and does the same thing, right? And then his defense is, well, what about the other guy? You didn't say nothing about him. I don't care about him. You're both fucking up. You're both fucking up. XK shots. I hope 20-1 outsider Chisora knocks him out cold. Come on, Chisora. Yeah, and then this is what we do. We start hoping and praying on shit that won't happen. Just calling it a buck, man. Just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. Simply because we know this fight, there's no chance of Chisora beating Tyson Fury. Puncher's chance, sure. If it happens, it better happen in the first, 2 rounds? Because that's all Chisora has these days. 2 rounds. 2 good, hard, swinging ass rounds. And he's going to be out cold. That's it. That's all we're looking for. That's all we see. That's all it's going to be. You guys know. You guys know what's up. Let's move this in here. I'm just making me a little cocktail, a little natural cocktail right here. All right. This is like one of my favorite drinks on earth. Simple as this shit is. Water with lemon. Go figure. It's great for your skin. It's great for vitamin C, right? Big Bully says, there's no chance Fury beats this version of Wilder. I'm not sold on the whole new Wilder thing yet. I'm just not. He looks better, but he's looking better against somebody that's slower. Somebody probably that may have slower speed than someone like Dominic Breazeale and Joe Joyce. So, I'm not sold on that yet. He looked a lot faster. I wouldn't argue that. But what has he learned against somebody that has the blueprint, obviously, to beat him? And that's Tyson. I mean, everyone has that shit. I keep telling people. You just can't get hit with the punch. And then if you do get hit with the punch, you better be able to recover. Because if you don't, there's a better chance of him hitting you again and taking you on out. The last thing we want is Fury Wilder 4. I mean, for one poor Wilder is running out of excuses, Big Billy. You know, I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm really tired of the whining, because that's what you call it at this point. You didn't sue him. You claimed you had evidence. You didn't sue this man. So now you can't stop talking about him. That's just like Tyson Fury. You moved on from Anthony Joshua. Let that be that. You're constantly talking about Joshua. Listen, if Tyson Fury wants to be the new Floyd Mayweather, he should abide by the Mayweather rules, right? What are the Flomo rules? Don't talk about a fighter unless I'm fighting that guy. Don't talk about him. That's a Floyd Mayweather rule. If you talk about someone else other than who Floyd is fighting or himself, he's going to dismiss the question. That's exactly what Tyson Fury should do. So I'm led to believe, since he's not doing that, since he's not following the Floyd Mayweather handbook, okay, it tells me that you're just trying to use this man to promote your fight that nobody asked for. Nobody want to see you fight Chisora. We've been watching Chisora for the last 4 fucking years decline. Do this. No se dive. No se dive. No se dive. You know what no se dive means? Does anybody know what that means? Kurt, do you think Derek Chisora will retire after? No. Lemon great against kidney stones. Promo 130. Counterpunch to you. Hey, Kurt, this is a very underwhelming fight. It is. Blaine Walker coming in with that Cinco question. Why doesn't Fury sue Wilder for defamation of character? That's a good question, Blaine. I mean, I would have. Because, see, at this point, there's no fight to be made. There's no lawsuit that you have to fight Wilder now. Wilder's just talking shit about him affecting his legacy. Very good question, Blaine. He should. I agree with you. Tyson Fury should sue Deontay Wilder, and I thought that would come to the whole debacle. That's just, that I guess that doesn't bother him. I don't know. Who wins, Joyce or Wilder? Jack Smith. That's a good question. Because, see, Wilder's quicker. He's able to get out of the way, but how long? If he's not able to stop Joyce, he's just going to get beat up. Because Joyce, if you can't stop Joyce, Joyce is going to beat you up by default. Why did Joyce beat you up? Answer, because he would not stop fighting you. And he kept hitting me. And because he wouldn't stop, and, I couldn't stop him, so he stopped me. That's Joe Joyce. What's the point? Martha Stubbs. Wilder Fury 4 would be entertaining, let's be honest, but I'd rather see than each other. Listen, if Wilder fought Fury again, it would be entertaining if we had the old Wilder back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the old Wilder. We didn't have the old Wilder back. We had a guy that was like, he cheated! He cheated! Here he comes. What happened to you, dude? Kurt, what do you think about Jared Anderson versus Jerry Forrest? It's just more target practice for Mr. Anderson. St. Don, AJ beat mandatory Pulev. Chisora is nowhere near a mandatory. And I think, and you got to understand, too, man. When you're fighting somebody, when you're fighting somebody, for a mandatory, that's an opportunity for a fighter. And if anybody's in that late 30s, early 40s bracket, you're gonna see like Klitschko. Klitschko's reasoning to retire after he got knocked out by Anthony Joshua was probably it was well thought of. He probably thought to himself, This will be the last proper attempt, performance that I will ever have. Okay. He knew that I won't get any better than I got this night. I just didn't get it right on that night. You know, could he have been better with Joshua? Maybe, but then, he decided, well, you know what? I'm 41, and I don't think I will get any better than I got this go around. That's why the fight was that way. Kurt, how about AJ doing a world tour of decent level guys like Zhang, I don't know, Zhang, Areola, that Nigerian who Sanchez beat, and then up the level with his confidence restored? No. Because Wilder doesn't have to, Joshua doesn't have to go that low or that far down to come back up. Does that make sense? Like, Joshua doesn't have to fight Jermaine Franklin's and shit like that. He doesn't have to go that far down. See, every fight is different, so you don't have to bring that man. Like, that means if you fail a fucking college course, that's just like somebody throwing you back in the 9th grade. Well, you already know the shit from the 9th grade. That's not the point. The point is you needed to learn something maybe in the 11th or 12th before you flunked out in freshman college and freshman, or college algebra, because it was something in 11 and 12 that you didn't get. Fair point. I just want to see AJ back on top. Well, if you want to see AJ, shit, just support him. I look at AJ now more like a De La Hoya or a Gotti. He's going to have losses, but he's not going to lose every fucking fight. The fights he got a Usyk from Andy Ruiz. He got that back, and he got beat twice by Alexander Usyk, which is an elite fighter. And then people, and then see, look, don't worry, people. If you're an AJ fan, all you need to do is see how things pan out. See, people shit on AJ. I want to see him on top. Well, obviously, he's not the best in the heavyweight division because he's ran on a fighter that refuses to lose. AJ should fight a kangaroo in Australia. Fuck off says, what will the narrative be if Fury does a better job on Chisora than Usyk on Chisora? Fuck off. He's already beat Chisora twice. And he's already beat a different type of Chisora. And I don't see what fight you motherfuckers saw. I'm honest. I don't see what people that think, oh, Chisora did a better job than Joshua. Okay, maybe the first fight, but Usyk clearly beat Chisora. I don't see you look at those punches that Chisora was throwing and hitting him with. They weren't flush shots. They were scraping, brawling type shots. A lot of arm punches. They weren't the shots that had Usyk shook up. All it showed to me was Usyk was more durable than people thought he was. Just because he was small doesn't mean he wasn't durable. That's what I took from that. I seen, okay, well, Usyk, yeah, he can get hit. He got punched by Chisora, and he went down and shit like that. He didn't go down, unlike the looks of or likes of Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was dropped by Chisora. By that wild, brawling, battering style of Chisora. He took Joseph Parker down, and Joseph Parker's one tough mother sucker. He went almost 11 rounds with the Juggernaut. He took an ass whooping, but nonetheless. How many times was AJ name dropped to sell the fight? A lot. Yeah, my whole thing, stop talking about AJ when you can just be, he's not just using AJ though. What Tyson Fury does, he uses a remedy, a combination of different fighters in order to sell a fight that nobody wants. Nobody wants to see this fight. This fight is targeted to be at the Tottenham Stadium, right? Or the Principality. Rocco Sage. Kurt, why did Chisora have to mention Fury being a cheat now? Why take the fight with a cheat? Rocco Sage, I'm with you. Why do that shit now? Now, to be fair, I did a video about 10 months ago, and Chisora did mention Tyson Fury and his antics. I think he just, I think he might have waited until the fight was signed, and maybe Chisora is just trying to use that himself to pump up the fight, to sell the fight, to get up under Tyson Fury's skin, or to give him a claim, or to make the fight seem a little bit more interesting, because he's already got beat by Tyson Fury, so he has to have some type of explanation on why he got beat. So if you throw, hey man, that man, he's a cheat. Now you got an exclamation on why you got beat. Bars. Ask Skip. Lewis went far down after his loss. So did Tyson. It's a normal thing. You need to regain your confidence. Martha said, who cares? He's just selling the fight. I mean, well, you still have Wilder still saying the same thing. He's still saying Tyson Fury's a cheat. But then yet, as you guys know, his manager, which is Shelly Finkel, has gave his thoughts on Tyson Fury. He thinks he's the best. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. You can't have it both ways. You got your fighter saying he's a cheat, but then yet you're saying that he's the best fighter in the world. How can you legitimately say that when you have a fighter disputing what you said? I don't know. Just weird to me. Kurt is right. Usyk easily beat Chisora, and Chisora did not do better than AJ. And see, the thing is, Chisora has heart. He's older. He's been in wars. Honestly, I hope the fight don't happen. Be honest with you. I would rather Tyson Fury do exactly what. Well, Tyson's been out of the ring a while, though. I mean, he hasn't just fought this last quarter of the year, so I wouldn't want that for him. But him fighting Chisora, man, it's like you're the best in the world. You're better than guys like Muhammad Ali, and like you're better than every fucking body ever. But you're fighting people like that. You're fighting people like that. Kurt, I still want to see Oscar Rivas versus Derek Chisora. I got Oscar Rivas every day. Man, it would be a war, though. Because, see, Chisora ain't going nowhere. So, Oscar will be able to hit Chisora without all that movement. And see, Oscar is a guy, he's kind of like a hard-headed, slightly bigger version of Mike Tyson. He's not as skilled or disciplined, but he has a chin. He's tough as shit. And if he punches you and he catches you with that shot, he can hurt you. He just doesn't have the dynamic, and he may have it. I think he has the wrong. I want Oscar Rivas to be trained by Mike Tyson so bad. That would be a dream team. Forget Roy Jones and Chris Eubank Jr. No. Oscar Rivas being trained by Mike Tyson. Oscar could probably beat anybody. How many times has Oscar Rivas been down? None. That motherfucker can punch. And I don't care what you say. This was a Dillian White that his B sample came back, or his A sample was fucked up. Right? The fight nobody wanted. Have we forgotten Wilder is delusional? Mark David Muego, counterpunch to you. DJ Anton in the building. Mr. Box, Sugar Hill's on his way to England next week, Tyson said today. Okay, good. So I guess he didn't pick the other guy, right? I figured that was all a scam. That fucking Fury. I like Tyson, but better than Ali. What else you got in the lemon water? Just water and lemon? Ice? Rivas is a bridgerweight anyway. There's no fucking such thing as a bridgerweight. Fuck Mauricio Suleiman and his made-up bullshit to get more money out of people to make up a weight class. That's all he's doing. Nobody's following that shit. There's no such thing as bridgerweight. He's only trying to make that to make money for himself, to line his pockets. Because he's a greedy fucking politician, and that is that. You know, Ali has been beat multiple times by lesser men than Fury. So I don't care because see, when Fury starts fighting the men that we want him to fight, who cares? We don't want to see fucking Derek Chisora. You're fighting him 3 times. What warrants this fight? Ooh, I've got 2 trilogies in my belt. So what? Nobody want to see that shit. I'll give you this. Okay? Crazy, man. Crazy. Khali has star power due to what he did outside of boxing, but what he did inside of boxing as well. Kurt, I don't believe any of the glove gate stuff. Fury beat Wilder, period. But seems when Brit fighters complain about cheating or get caught with PEDs, Brits go silent, move the goalpost. Well, I don't know about the PEDs, but Derek Chisora, I mean, I wouldn't be fighting him, but I mean, obviously, Derek Chisora don't have that proof that he needed either. If Derek Chisora had the proof, I don't think he's an idiot. I think he would have turned in Tyson Fury. I don't think he could get. I don't think he could catch him, but he just knew what he did. See, here's the problem: if Tyson Fury's probably if he's cheating people and like people know, but they can't prove the shit, and everybody thinks they're crazy, that's bad. But understand, once Tyson Fury gets caught with some shit, if he ever gets caught with something with his gloves and then they end up suspending him or something like that, everybody is going to come back. It's going to be like Me Too movement. Me Too. Everybody's going to get on that bandwagon. I mean, everybody. I quite like the Foreman grill. It was handy. Ali did nothing for me. Well, I actually have a Foreman grill in there. There may have been better fighters in the past. However, Fury would probably have beat anyone in history because heavyweights have never been so big. That's bullshit. They got heavyweights that were that big. What you mean? It just wasn't a common thing. 6'2", 6'3" was the ideal heavyweight. I mean, George Foreman was what, 6'2", 6'3"? I don't like the Chisora fight, but then as fans, we complain boxers don't fight enough. Back in the days, they had easy, keep busy fights as well. Well, yeah, but this is not the level and the time to be doing that for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury took 3 years off. I don't feel that it's time for him to fight someone like Derek Chisora just because he wants to stay busy. You know, I think he should fight somebody that the fans want to see, not who he wants to see. And I think this whole boxing business with these fighters have just been filled with the brim of just self-absorbed motherfuckers. They don't care what fans want. They don't care what you want to see. They may make you think that they want you to think that they want it, but they don't. Tyson Fury said that shit, and look how fast it was for him. I just did the what was it? A couple days ago now? Yeah, it was a couple days ago. I'm like, okay, where was the deadline? And that particular video still holds its validity simply because where the fuck was the deadline? There was no urgency for him saying, okay, hey, you got this 2 weeks, so you're going to call the fight. You didn't see Tyson Fury again and again talk about how much, how many times, he's tired of waiting. You didn't see the impatience grow with Tyson Fury. You didn't see the same energy. And the only question I have is why? You didn't hear him say one time like, okay, Derek Chisora needs to sign this fucking contract. You didn't hear that at all, especially when you hear from both sides that we're working on it and it looks good. You mean to tell me that all of a sudden you can't hold your horses? You can't wait to see what happens, at the same time send another contract to somebody else on standby to see if they sign it or whatever, or have it ready for them, versus the shit that they were doing. The shit that they were doing was they were saying, oh, hey, we're doing good. Everything looks great. We're still working on some things. We sent some stuff back. All this shit happens. But then Tyson is the only one that's saying, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm growing impatient. You know, Ali was the same size as Usyk. He sure was, St. Don. Hey, look, like with Tyson Fury, if he had that fight signed already, if that Usyk fight was in the bag, if it was in the bag, this would be all right. Okay, hey, you promised Derek Chisora a fight, you give him a payday, you make him a millionaire, cool. Or you make him richer than he already is, great. And you're fighting that other fighter, Usyk. It's already signed, so you're fighting him. That's already set. You're just staying busy with Chisora, and you're giving Chisora something you promised. That's admirable. That's admirable at that point. That's admirable at that point because it's like, okay, cool. We already know. You're just taking this fight. And then because you're taking this fight, we already know that, hey, this fight's already in the bag with Usyk, and Usyk's just taking his time, and you're waiting on Usyk. So while you wait on Usyk, you're going to fight Derek Chisora and you know, and amend your promise to Derek Chisora and keep it. Kurt, who wins, Derek Chisora or Evgeny Romanov? I have never, man, I don't even remember how he fights. I just know he beat up Deontay Wilder and knocked him out. Gave him that two-piece with no sides. Fury looks bad for taking the Chisora fight, seeing as Chisora is represented by 258 Management, Joshua's management company. Well, that just shows you he didn't really care, and it's the same people, so, you know. I mean, isn't it a good move, Bob? What a good move. To fight Chisora? Yeah, no sides, King Mike Hall. No sides. Just going bit, 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 bit. Coming off the top, man. Taking Wilder in. And I was like, damn, Wilder. Well, Wilder, you know, I mean, I don't think he had his balance back then. He was younger, you know. Chisora, don't have stamina for Fury. I think Vladimir Klitschko returned even at age 46. He have a more chance to win. Chisora don't have, like, Chisora's gonna fight. Let's look at this. We are talking about Derek Chisora that was beaten by Joseph Parker, the second fight, because I think he won the first fight. But I honestly think, people, I honestly think this or that fight when Derek Chisora beat Joseph Parker and they gave it to Joseph Parker, I think that was the last positive performance that Derek Chisora could ever have. Everything else after that, this is just going no se dive. You guys know what no se dive means. No se dive. He's got the thunder in his hands. I'm a Fury fan, but he lame for this. Fury planned this all along. He don't want AJ. I mean, he was just too fidgety about it. Monday's the deadline. Monday's the deadline. I'm like, what the fuck wrong with Fury? You been doing coke, motherfucker? And it's so crazy, guys. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. I seen that shit, man, and somebody. I mean, it wouldn't slow down. I saw the signs. I saw the signs. Why didn't AJ fight Fury? Because he didn't have enough time. We'll get to that. We'll get to that shit, and I'm gonna just break it down to you. Fury is a clown. Okay, Wilder will beat all other than Fury. That's his kryptonite. We'll see. I bet you someone else will be easier to fight for him. Come on, though, deadline or not, AJ was offered the fight and didn't sign and hasn't surfaced since. Yeah, he has. He said that he would sign, and that wasn't good enough. Then Tyson Fury, the deadline came. Okay, this is what happened. The deadline came, and then all of a sudden, Tyson Fury said, you blew it, it's over. But 4 days later, Thursday, he said, okay, hey, I made another deadline, and it's Friday. It's like, well, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday goes by, like all these, like 3 days, the bulk of the week goes by, and you didn't say shit about giving an extension. We just thought the shit was over. And then what rose my eyebrows was when Manuel Char start talking shit like, yo, you said you were gonna fight me, you're being a bitch, you're doing the same shit job as Anthony Joshua. You guys are two, peas in a pod, those type of things. I was like, well, damn, I thought he was gonna fight Manuel Char because Manuel Char helped blow Anthony Joshua down or whatever, or call his bluff, or bluff him out or whatever. It's crazy. Hey, AJ been recording songs and not fighting till next year. Yeah, I didn't understand that too, St. Don. Like, why the fuck are you now? You said you're gonna fight September. Why are you not fighting in September? You know what I mean? It's just like, yo, pro boxers are no saints. That ain't no lie. Chisora getting the payday. Yeah. Payday. Jesus Salvador Sánchez Pérez. Payday. ¿Tú quieres payday? Pagar. But Kurt, an offer was made. We're acting like AJ didn't have the ability to get it signed. I mean, you do. First of all, we have to know what that's like. Fury's accounts is in overdraft. Tyron Woodley of boxing. You have, your team that you hire has to get all the paperwork done, finalized, in order. It's almost like reading a contract is almost like, does anybody know about fucking underwriting? Does anybody know anything about underwriting? It's just a question. If you don't, Chisora is better than Wilder. Like when you say Chisora is better than Wilder, better than Wilder to who? That's the question you ask yourself, because you can't just say that overall. That's like saying Wilder's better than Joshua. Well, Joshua has different attributes. Wilder has different attributes. See, AJ can actually box. He just tried to outbox a guy that just was the better boxer, Usyk. Nobody wants to see Fury versus Chisora. Let's be serious. I mean, I'm going to watch it, but I don't want to see that shit. See Chisora get tired after 3 rounds. And fucking look. And then what's going to do? Just like Fury. And I don't know why you guys didn't see this shit against White. But Fury looks a lot better than those guys because he's a lot better than those guys. That doesn't make him any better than other people that he's never fought. Does that make sense? You're only good and you're only better than the people that you've fought. You do a spit shine on those guys, okay. That's those guys, though. Eddie Hearn controls AJ. You know what? I'll say this about that issue. AJ and Eddie Hearn, if I'm AJ, I would never, ever, 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 ever sign a lifelong contract. Dude, that shit should have made the LDBC blow every top in the organization. What happened to White and the so-called sparring that people were clinging to? Nothing. I guess he forgot about that. And Fury fucked him up. All he knew, I'll hit him with the uppercut. AJ should fight Povetkin or White. Man, for what? Jesus, for what? Why? Okay, why the fuck is he fighting Povetkin? Dude, Povetkin's retired. White, why the fuck is he fighting White? We've seen what happened. It was a knockout. It was a decent fight, but I don't want to see that shit again. I didn't want to see Wilder fight Ortiz again. I wanted Ortiz to fight somebody else that really mattered to the heavyweight landscape besides Wilder. Oh, let's fight Wilder again. Estoy listo para el pelea otra vez. Este campeón es muy duro, pero estoy listo para lo que sea. Fuck. I don't want to see that no more. Kurt, do you think anyone will go undefeated in this era of heavyweight? Yeah. Tyson, he keeps fucking cherry picking. If he want to stay undefeated, keep fighting people like this. He's going to stay undefeated until he just gets tired. I'm sick of boxing. I'm 52 years old. AJ didn't want the smoke. I fought Deontay Wilder, the hardest hitter in boxing history. But, AJ, he didn't want the fight. Usyk didn't want the fight. Joe Joyce, I'm not fucking with him still, and he's older than me. Maybe when I get 45, I'll fight him and he's 48. What? Yeah, can't make this shit up. Can't make it up, people. AJ had his comeback fight. Hasn't had his comeback fight yet. He won't be fighting Wilder anytime soon. North London, I guess not. If he's pushing that shit all the way to next year, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Who wins, Ruiz or Wilder? Wilder is going to knock Ruiz out. That's going to be the fight that happens. It's not going to be any Wilder or Usyk. It's not going to be any that shit like that for Wilder. Wilder is going to fight Andy Ruiz. That's going to put him back where he was before he got beat the third or the second time. Joyce versus Ruiz, who you got? I don't know. Fast hand, shorter fighter, longer hand, slower, taller guy. I don't know. Because, see, they're both kind of strange. Because Andy Ruiz wants you to trade with him. And then he times his hardest shots in between your combos. I've seen Andy do that shit a gang of times. When a guy's coming in and he's throwing a right and a left and another right, so he's trying to open up, that's when Andy's going to boop, boop. You know what I mean? And catch you within. And if he hurts you, he's just going to keep swinging. Ooh, I hurt him. I hurt him. I hurt him. Nah, I wouldn't give him that. Unless Wilder beats Ruiz, then he will be remembered for being the man who beat Ortiz. Well, I mean, I'm watching from Ireland. Love your humor and wit. Paul Cahill. Counterpunch to you, brother. Ireland in the building. Drink a Guinness for me, man. Drink a fucking Guinness for me. St. Don, not his fault that Fury couldn't lay off the drugs. I mean, that is Fury's fault. I've got mental illness. Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. Kurt, in your opinion, in Ruiz Wilder, a legit test for Wilder, or if Wilder KOs him, is it the same shit Ruiz wasn't a tomato can? Well, it's just an easier fight. The style of Ruiz is in consideration. We know he has shitty footwork. Wilder is going to hit him, and it's going to be probably sad. Look, if I see Andy Ruiz fight Wilder, at least let me see Ruiz attack him to see what he does on an attack strategy with Wilder. Because as long as Wilder's in the back and he's able to fight like that, he's going to knock anybody out. You got to take the fight to Wilder and stop him from moving forward. If you don't, he's going to set up that right hand and take your head off. I can't fight him. He's too tall. I can't hit him. It's like fighting a giraffe. Can I have my Snickers? Mr. Box coming in with that Cinco. I don't think AJ should go anywhere near Wilder unless he's having trouble sleeping. No, I think that's exactly what he should do. You guys have to understand, you get a few losses, you get more than one loss, people think you're going to be shit anyway. He's like a giraffe. He keeps punching me. I can't touch him. Shit hurts. He hit me here. I'm swelling. Where's Eddie Reynoso? Fuck Eddie Reynoso. Listen to me. Fuck Eddie Reynoso. You got to go out there and execute the game plan. You got to start moving those feet. But I'm tired. Goosen, I'm tired. Fuck, you're tired. Sleep when you're our way. Yeah, he does. I mean, what? Like Ruiz won't. He won't have a way to get to him. He'd just be too short. See that? Gotcha. Bow. Bet. Bet. Bow. And he keeps taking those punches. You know, Wilder's going to. Three things are going to happen. One, Ruiz finally gets knocked out. Two, Deontay Wilder breaks his hand. Or three, Deontay Wilder breaks his hand knocking out Ruiz. It's got to go either way. Wilder versus AJ not happening. Very risky for both of them. Yeah, they'll fight, and whoever wins will probably retire. You know, if Wilder wins, he'll come on, and he'll probably fight Usyk or Fury again. But, if Anthony fights, that's the other equation. So if Anthony beats Deontay Wilder, then Anthony Joshua has to see Tyson Fury, and he has to hope Tyson Fury beats Usyk. And if he doesn't, he's going to have to fight Usyk again. Hopefully he can catch Usyk when Usyk's missed a couple steps. Because, Usyk's already 35. He'll be 36 in January on the 17th. The same date as my dad, Muhammad Ali. Trevor is very good, but doesn't work hard. So, shit looks. Man, Jermaine Franklin, Trevor Bryant, even Michael Hunter at times. The motherfuckers act like they come home with a fucking dozen of donuts every day. I just came from the gym. The bitch is good. Man, give me some milk. Wilder gets smoked by AJ on points, and it can easily KO him. I don't see that fight going like 12 rounds because Wilder won't let it go 12 rounds. Wilder's I'm going to punch you. I'm going to feel you. You know what? I ain't Alexander Usyk. Bitch, I am Phil, and I'm going to make you feel. And then when you feel, I'm going to show you what's real. You going to feel it, AJ. A Juice and J, where your needle at? You can't fuck with me, AJ. I own this. That's why your bitch ass stayed quiet when I called you a coward. I know you were scared. I'm going to promise you I'm going to knock you out. Eddie can't save you no more, baby. Eddie can't save you. Kurt, if Andy Ruiz never fought at Joshua, maybe he could have owned a food truck of tacos and wear a Mexican hat. Yeah, you could have been all right. I fought Andy, the big fucker, hit me with a right uppercut and a left hook. Then all I remember is my mom. She was saying good job. She was smiling at me. And she showed me these checks with so many fucking zeros. I started crying. And I told her in Spanish, I told her, no preocupe por nada. Estoy listo para lo que sea. Todas tus casas nuevas yo comprar para todos. And we all cried, and that means don't worry about nothing. I'm gonna buy houses for everyone. Counterpunch versus 78 Sports on DAZN. 78 Sports TV, that's the general of the LDBC. You fucking with the general. Man, 78, man. Shout out to 78 Sports TV, is it? Is it 78 Sports TV? I didn't know he was that big. He's a big guy. I mean, no cap. He's fucking a big dude. Counterpunch versus Blue Blood on DAZN. Nah, I wouldn't fight Blue Blood. Godfrey. Kurt, what are you doing? What are you doing to others? Nothing, man. I'm just telling the facts of how shit'll lay out. If Andy Ruiz would have lost, I've got my wish. Eddie Hearn. I signed the contract. I went to the bank with my check. They say I'm going to wait 3 days. I told them, fuck you. Kurt, you speak Spanish like a gringo. Too many mistakes. Oh, okay. Like a gringo. That's an insult. It's all good. Fans say fighter A will beat fighter B, but we need to see them in the ring. Right now, I don't see AJ Wilder ever happening. One side will have to concede and cross the street. Yeah, and it has to be Wilder if they're willing to do it. I mean, shit, it could be done. The only thing is, will it? Yeah, a gringo is a white guy. You call me a gringo. I mean, that's all it is. You're a gringo. Unless you were in Brazil. Now, if you're Brazil, gringo means anybody outside of Brazil. Gringa or gringo. One of the two. I mean, that's what they call you. It don't matter if you're fucking Cuban, Puerto Rican, wherever. You're not Brazilian, you're a gringo. You're an outsider. Aki versus YB. I want them both to lose. I want to see both lose. Well, listen, Aki versus YB, they look like the same size because YB looks like a little bitty dude, and Aki I know is a little bitty dude. And I would love to watch something like that. That would be very entertaining to see. People talk all that shit all the time about boxing, and what's good, family? This your boy YB coming with that coin. Hit that bell. I come. PBC, protect bitches, curse. Kurt, what's the fight you want to see the most in the heavyweight division? What's the fight you think you would have that would have? Give me Chisora and Ortiz. Fuck it. Give me Dillian White and Ortiz. I think Ortiz is at a point now that, dude, you could at least fight somebody. Fight this fucking guy. Yeah, they do. That don't mean that's gringo is, it's a lot of words that are similar. Because you have to understand, Portugal and Spain are right beside each other. Kurt, will the Juggernaut be a champion? Yeah, he will. If he goes down the right, if he goes down the right path, he will. Kurt, these fighters are just keeping us on the edge. AJ is used by all these heavyweights to gain clout. Yeah, it's sad. According to the dictionary, gringo in Spanish-speaking countries in contact, chiefly in Americans, a person, especially an American who is not in this. Okay, well, that's Spanish, Daniel. Not fucking Brazil. You speak Portuguese in Brazil. Ortiz will get hurt badly by White. I don't think so. One of them gonna knock each other out, and then. Anything's better than Jermaine fucking Franklin. Why the hell would you marry? Why would you fight him? Kurt, what's up with Jarrell Miller, says Ricky Torre. I don't know what's up with him. He's trying to get his shit back. If Ortiz wants to retire with his faculties intact, avoid White. I mean, shit. I don't think he cares about that now. Chisora winning would be a fun upset. This is a sports channel. Let's not get political. Okay, Paul. Sami Ali. Franklin is high risk, low reward. Right, Kurt? No. He's low risk, low reward. He ain't got nothing to offer Dillian White, I don't feel. Wilder's a one-trick pony. Usyk smokes him. Usyk is elite. Wilder only chance is the early right touch of death. Well, I mean, that's everybody. That's his chance with everyone. With everyone. Kurt versus CC from the Trill Boxing. She's a big girl. I'm not fighting no woman on no fucking... Man, do you imagine that? You see me beating up on a woman 6'2", 245, beating up on a whatever. Man, that reminds me of that dude that was welling on this chick because, I don't know what she did. And I think he cut in front of her or something. He just turned around, started welling her ass. They caught him. They caught that motherfucker. Kurt, the year is 2018. AJ versus Wilder. Who you got? Fight twice and we'll find out. But I think if AJ hurts Wilder, he's going to knock him out. That's it. If AJ hurts Wilder, he's going to stop him. That's all that's going to happen. He has more tools. He has more repertoire. He has more artillery. And he's going to throw the right hand, left hook, uppercut. He's gonna get Wilder out of there, and it's going to be bad. But if Wilder can catch his ass with that one solid punch, he bow. Well, Josh was going to fall just like when Klitschko hit his ass. And then the thing is, will he get up? Well, I don't know. Wilder might hit AJ and kill him. To this day, that's why they wanted to stop the fight. I wanted to take all the heart out of Matchroom, Eddie Hearn. I killed your Annabelle. I destroyed him. I knocked him out. That's what I did. And now you don't have nobody no more. You better run back to Canelo and see if he gets you some money. Because I killed him. Tyron Booth said he's 3-0 on street fights and he beat up 3 women. I thought he said he was 5-0 and a couple of them were women. I don't think he was 3-0. I think he said 5-0 in street fights. Oh, I heard him. And then when he said it, I'm like, I wonder if I can kick your ass in a street fight. I mean, easy as that. But, street fights are exactly that. There is no rules. You might get stabbed or punched or kicked or kneed. Yeah, I think it was 5, Dracula count. Kurt, Justice Hooney versus Jared Anderson would be a future fight. I don't know who that is. Justice. Wilder got slept by Fury. Who has Wilder stopped that was worth anything? Those guys made their own legacy. That's what happened. They made the legacy off each other. They fought each other 3 times, and that's what it is. That's all it was. Nothing more, nothing less. After the Helenius fight, I thought Wilder was doing an impression of Kurt. How? When? Where Usyk at? He called out Wilder twice, and then he went very quiet. I'm waiting on to see what he says, if he says anything, Kurt, does Joyce sit and wait for Usyk as mandatory? Or fight someone before that and risk losing like White did? Well, I mean, either one I can respect because he ain't doing what anybody else ain't doing. I mean, they just sitting around. Pay the Haney or Loma. I go for Haney right now because I haven't seen how Loma is. But I doubt it will be any type of fight like Kambosos. Kambosos tried to do a fucking Lomachenko impersonation. He tried to fight like Lomachenko. Anderson versus Sanchez. Who you got, Kurt? In chat, I'll take Anderson. I don't know. I mean, Anderson's good, but how good is he really? I didn't like how Frank was big. I just talked to Frank, actually. A couple days ago. And he's ready for an interview. So I'm going to conduct an interview with the Cuban Flash pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. Guys. Usyk only called out Wilder to screw with Fury since Fury was dealing with Joshua. That's a narrative. That's interesting. Kambosos showed heart but wasn't good enough. He kept marching forward. If Usyk doesn't fight Wilder or Fury next, it's a duck. Yeah. It's a duck from somewhere. Usman got flatlined by the kick. Usyk is in a ducker. Jared Anderson will lose to Jerry Forrest. Wilder should go to the Ukraine to ask Usyk to fight him. I doubt that shit. I wouldn't. Can't wait for the Cuban Flash interview. King Mike Hall, absolutely. He will be on here. Pound for pound, headshot dead. Look at me now. Making paper. But yeah, I mean, but back to Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora. I think that this fight is not needed. It's a stay busy fight. I would feel a lot better if he already had, Usyk signed and ready to go. And if that fight doesn't happen, I'm gonna be pissed off. For the love of God, why is this fight? Robert Brooks, because he wanted it. Fury wanted this fight, so it's made. That's it. You better ask him about being overweight and not looking the best in his fight. Absolutely. Wilder sending messages on Twitter to Usyk. The better Wilder does, the better Fury looks defending him. That's right. Aaron Edson, you're absolutely right. Usyk should have never called out Wilder if he didn't want to. He didn't want to fight. Reminds me of a certain overrated weightlifter I know. Fury versus Usyk for undisputed next year. Let's hope it happens. How is fighting Chisora even a warm-up fight? How does Chisora prepare Fury for Usyk? He doesn't. He's just going to try to knock out Chisora and say, look at the little middleweight couldn't do this because he doesn't have the big bums of a real 20-stone man like Tyson the Gypsy King. He's a middleweight. He got by the hairs on the chinny chin by Derek Chisora. One punch would have flatlined the little midget, and I will take him out. What do you think about Bohadir? I don't know who that is. Something that is not being talked about is, as it pertains to this fight, is the fact that Fury said once he faces Derek, he's retiring. No, he said today, I'm not retiring. He'd say, I tried it, it's not for me. If it's not for Derek Chisora, how can it be for me? That's what he said today. Counterpunch. Kurt, have you seen the clip where Fury gets caught with manipulating his gloves by the ref? Nope. Seen something like that. He was just kind of like something was going on with him. Who's a bad match for Haney? Somebody like Jorge Linares. That's why he gave him problems. Because Linares had rapid fire hand speed. Okay, let's see. The weightlifter pulled the same shenanigans on Fury than he did to Wilder. Even Fisheye's brother called Hearn out for the unnecessary meetings. Fury versus Chisora. I love Chisora. He's gangster, but unfortunately, he's no match for Fury. Why not go for someone like Joe Joyce? Because he doesn't want to fight Joe Joyce. That's easy. He doesn't want to fight like that. He might lose. That's how you do it. You navigate your way through this box. You don't give me the best fighter. Is Stevenson the best 135 pounder? How the hell would we know? Just come into this, so don't know if you mention it, but is Wilder fighting Ruiz? Both Fury and Warren said. We'll see. I'll do some research on it, guys. But this is a fight. I'm going to cover it. It's going to be entertaining as long as it lasts. I don't think Derek Chisora has the energy to take out Tyson Fury, even if he hurt him. It'd just be like some type of shot he landed. But nonetheless, we're seeing another fight between Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora 3 times. You guys, bless you all. Hope you have a great Thursday. Be careful. And all of you guys,
have been counterpunched.
Peace.